The title of my speech is The Robotics Revolution. Where do humans fit in the revolution of automation? Are you for or against this takeover? There are many reasons that manufacturers and businesses are willing to adopt this trend, yet there are valid arguments against it. There are so many jobs being lost because robots are being groomed to take over the jobs that humans were once hired to perform. The rapid advances in technology have long represented a serious potential threat to many jobs ordinarily performed by people. There are moments when a technology is poised to leap forward. This is one of them. Regardless of age, you've seen it happen. A technology arrives to meet a need and completely changes how we do things. When was the last time you folded a map? These ideas start as simple questions. How could this be done better, faster, safely? Robots are built to answer these questions. They are human wonder put into motion. They're prepared to help in ways you might not have imagined. A recent report from the Oxford Martin School program on the impacts of future technology attempts to quantify the extent of that threat. It concludes that 45% of American jobs are at stake of being taken over by computers within the next decade. Some of these jobs have already become automated, but there are so many more being assessed to be replaced by robots or computers. If it hasn't already been done, I can see my job as a security officer being replaced by a robot at some point. It would cut down on the overtime, and also for officers who are licensed to carry on site, it would benefit greatly if they were not put in harm's way. I find it frustrating when speaking to a computer and they cannot understand what you are asking it to do, or will not allow you to go into detail or talk to a human operator. I find this more with the cell phone company and the wireless networks that I subscribe to. I hate the whole idea of pressing a number, and just when I think I'm getting somewhere, it gives me a list of things that has nothing to do with my problem, or sends me back to the main menu. I'm sure many of you have had the same experience, and were left wondering why there isn't a number to press so you can just speak with a human. But as we've all come to learn, that is no longer an option. There are valid arguments to be made for and against automation. Some of the arguments against automation are perhaps overstated. The same can be said of some of the declarations that advocate the new manufacturing technologies. The arguments against automation are as follows. Automation will result in the subjugation of the human being by a machine. The tasks requiring judgment and skill are more difficult to automate. The net result is that the overall level of manufacturing labor will be upgraded, not downgraded. There will be a reduction in the labor force, with resulting unemployment. It is logical to argue that the immediate effect of automation will be to reduce the need for human labor. Automation will reduce purchasing power. This follows the argument from number 2. As machines replace workers, these markets will become saturated with products that people cannot afford to purchase. Inventories will grow, production will stop, unemployment will reach epidemic proportions, and the result will be a massive economic depression. The arguments in favor of automation are: automation is the key to the shorter work week. Here has been and is a trend toward fewer working hours and more leisure time. College engineering professors seem excluded from this trend. Automation brings safer working conditions for the worker, since there is less direct physical participation by the worker in the production process. There is less chance of personal injury to the worker. automated products results in lower prices and better products. The growth of the automation industry itself will provide employment opportunities. Automation is the only means of increasing our standard of living. In conclusion, there is a robot exhibit you can view online at the Museum of Science and Industry in Chicago that has some pretty cool automation exhibits. Now that you've heard the arguments for and against automation, has it changed your mind either way? Has it caused you to seriously look at your job and wonder whether or not it could become assessed for automation? At some point, we are all going to be touched by, if not affected by, the robotic revolution. Although we may not have a say in this advanced technology, we can at least prepare ourselves for it by being aware of its existence and how it can possibly affect us.